Albedo 10,000, Chapter 6, Helping Hex, Part 2. A purple, mystic doorway opened, and Albedo and Daisy walked through it. The doorway rippled and vibrated behind them. This place gives me the creeps, Albedo snarled to himself. Yeah, well, this place is all magic, and the last guy who decided to rule this place got beheaded by Charmcaster. She most likely will know we're already here, Daisy replied. Suddenly, several rock monsters came rolling in. They unfolded and revealed their four-legged animal-like forms. Oh, great company, Albedo grunted. He pulled his sleeve up and activated his army tricks. He turned up the dial and then slammed his hand down on the watch. In a flash of red, he transformed into Big Chill. Big Chill opened his wings and took a deep breath in and exhaled a blizzard-like flurry. The icy winds hit the rock monsters and froze them in place. Daisy muttered a spell and held out her hand, and a small firework-like bolt fired from her palm, and it hit each rock monster, exploding them into a pile of rock and ice. Come on, is that all you've got? A voice chuckled. Suddenly, through a wispy mirage of fuzzy energy, Charmcaster appeared before Big Chill and Daisy. Hello, Gwendolyn's wannabe and Ben's sappy sad excuse of a replacement, Charmcaster retorted. That was a low blow, witch, Big Chill hissed. We need you to come back and help your uncle out, Daisy told her. As if. The old man is still kicking, which is bad enough, Charmcaster snorted back. Fine. We'll drag you back ourselves, Daisy barked. Big Chill took flight and Charmcaster shot several energy blasts at him, but he became intangible and the energy blast phased right through him. You missed, Big Chill hissed back. Daisy made a lasso of purple energy and whipped it out at Charmcaster. It wrapped around her wrist and Daisy yanked hard and pulled Charmcaster forward. Charmcaster steadied herself quick and then she raised her other hand and the ground underneath Daisy exploded, which threw her off her feet. She landed on the ground and her lasso vanished. Big Chill swooped down and took another breath in and exhaled another breath of ice. Charmcaster made a shield of energy which deflected the icy breath. Then she shot a bolt of green light which hit Big Chill. The energy rippled through his body and forced him to become corporeal again. He dropped to the ground and Charmcaster ran up and swung her foot, gliding her heel in with his face. He slid across the ground and in a flash of red he reverted back to Albedo. Stay down, both of you, Charmcaster sneered. She strolled over to Daisy and bent down and grabbed Daisy by the wrist and started draining her power, but Daisy phased away in a glimmer of magic. A projection? What the hell? Charmcaster roared. You really think I was going to go up against one of the biggest, the baddest, and the sassiest spellcaster around and not come prepared, did you? Daisy's voice echoed. Albedo phased away, which meant he was also a projection. Well, this is really cute, Charmcaster growled as she stood. Suddenly, Daisy appeared through a small portal and zapped her with yellow beams of pure sun energy. Charmcaster stumbled backwards. Albedo appeared out of nowhere. He hit his army tricks and transformed into Echo. He duplicated himself, causing a massive army to form, and each one surrounded Charmcaster. Each clone then opened its mouth and unleashed a devastating sound wave. Charmcaster was hit from every single direction by a powerful wave. She dropped to her knees, covering her ears. She screamed out in pain, but her voice was silenced by Echo's wall of sound. Daisy appeared behind her and slammed her foot into her face, knocking her out. The Echo clones all merged back into one.
Told you that would work,
Echo said with a thumbs up. In a flash of red, he reverted back to Albedo as Daisy removed her earphones. Yeah, okay, you have a good idea every now and then, Daisy chuckled. Back in Hex's sanctum, Charmcaster awoke laying on the floor, in the centre of a spellcasting circle made of chalk. Albedo stood against the wall, waiting as Hex started meditating in another spellcasting circle. Daisy stood between them, muttering a spell. Don't do this. He isn't your ally. He's a master manipulator. He's only in this for himself, Charmcaster pleaded. She tried to crawl out, but the circle made a magical barrier, keeping her inside. Hush now, niece, Hex ordered. As Daisy finished her incantation, the energy started being pulled out of Charmcaster and was siphoned into Hex. His weary old body suddenly formed into a slightly younger, more healthier form. He stood tall, his bones clicked as he did, his eyes glowed with power, and his staff formed in his hands. There. I did it, Daisy said with a slight exhaustion weighing down on her from the incantation. That you did, young one. And for that I am grateful. Hex sneered. Albedo watched carefully, his hands inching towards his omnitrix. Now what, Uncle? You're gonna force me to help with this tiring crusade of theirs? Charmcaster huffed as she knelt on the floor. No, my naive niece. You wanted to run and hide, and for that I shall grant you your wish. Hex muttered. He then held out his staff and muttered a few short words, and the ground underneath Charmcaster opened up. She fell into the dark depth below, and the ground fixed itself back up. Where did you send her? Daisy asked. Back to Ledger Domain. Now she's weakened, she'll need time to catch her breath and charge back up, enough time for us to stop that alien tyrant. Hex stated. So you're still willing to help us? Albedo asked. A deal's a deal, is it not? How can I conquer the world if there isn't a world to conquer? Hex asked with a wicked grin. I won't let that happen, Hex, Daisy threatened. We shall cross that bridge when it comes to it. Now leave me. I must gather all the magical energy I can. Come fetch me when it's time, Hex demanded. Albedo and Daisy left Hex's home, Daisy feeling worse than before the mission, and Albedo feeling the certain war drawing near.
What you have just listened to is a product created by the Three Ranger Bros Studio.
Hosted by three cosplaying fathers who
happen to be massive geeks of all sorts of fandoms.
They are Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger,
Cosplay Dude 637,
and Tai Tiger.
The studio covers different types of YouTube videos, TikToks, podcasts, and live streams.
If you wish to find out who cosplays who, the YouTube channels, the TikTok accounts, and the podcasts, and all of the other social media platforms,
please go to the 3rangerbrostudios.com.